Today we're doing the Cedar Falls Hike at Petit Jean State Park.
And we're taking you with us. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody. We're in Northwest Arkansas this morning and it's absolutely beautiful out here. We spent yesterday morning at a van rally in Rogers. We got to meet a lot of people with camper vans. Some of them live full-time in their vans, some of them just go on shorter trips. But we stayed with my brother last night and I started this morning with a walk. Nice to get a couple miles in before we hit the road. And now it's time to make breakfast. All right, we got everything loaded, I think. Got some coffee. Let's head to Petit Jean. We are almost at Petit Jean State Park, but first we decided to stop to make lunch real quick, and then we're heading to our hike.
This is really good.
It is?
Good job.
Thanks.
Y'all want some?
We made it to Petit Jean State Park, which, fun fact, is Arkansas's first state park. And we're about to go on a hike, and it just so happens this is our favorite hike in Arkansas. You just gotta get socks and shoes on.
That's right.
You didn't come prepared.
I came dressed for the occasion for a car ride. Last time I wore these boots was in Alaska. How crazy is that?
TJ, how would you say the ride down here was?
My ride?
Yeah, how was your ride?
I don't know, I was editing a video the whole time. If you haven't seen our Tennessee birthday video for MK, go check it out.
Yeah.
It came out like 30 minutes ago.
And that's why we ate lunch in town. We stopped in a parking lot and ate instead of eating here at a picnic table because we needed to make sure we had cell service to upload the video. My ride down here, well, I drove the whole way from Northwest Arkansas and traffic was nuts today. And it's definitely because there was a Razorback game last night. They beat Texas, correction, they smashed Texas, so woo pig, but that made traffic crazy. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Wait, I gotta start my hike first. You know, so it counts.
Yeah, otherwise we didn't do it.
Otherwise I didn't burn any calories and I didn't, do anything cool. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, so it's getting to be that time of year in Arkansas where it's nice and cool in the mornings, but it's still like 90 degrees during the daytime. A good thing about the Petit Jean hike is that it's mostly shaded, so it keeps that sunshine off of our heads and shoulders and backs, and it's nice cool breeze blowing. One of the cool, unique things about this hike is that you actually start at a higher elevation and hike down to the waterfall and then turn around and hike back up. So if you like hiking down, your favorite part comes first. If you like hiking up, then you're one of a kind. See you at the falls. I think I may need to do a correction to my last statement. I think I actually like hiking up a lot better than hiking down. What about you?
I know so many people that would prefer to hike up, because they say hiking down's like hard on their knees and stuff, but man, hiking down is so much easier to me. I would much rather hike down.
You're a weirdo.
Say this hike is only 2 miles round trip, so it's really pretty short, but it is very steep at the beginning.
These stairs are hard on your knees.
So be careful. This is nuts because every time I've been on this trail, there's been tons and tons of people, and we've hiked this year. We've been in a lot of state parks and national parks, and they're really full because everybody's getting outside more often because of COVID. And so I fully expected this trail to be pretty busy today, and we've seen very few people. It's really nice, actually.
So not too far from the beginning of the trail, after you get down all the steps, it starts to flatten off a little bit and becomes a much, much easier hike.
There's a burn ban in effect here right now, and I can see why, because the creek is not much of a creek, which means the waterfall might not be much of a waterfall. So fingers crossed it is, but we'll see. In the meantime, I've decided on our hikes, I'm gonna start a new segment called Interviews with MK. Today's first guest is TJ. All right, TJ, are you ready to be interviewed?
Yes,
okay.
I was born ready.
Okay, first question. What is your favorite place that you have hiked? We'll keep it with the hike theme for now. Like, I know this is our favorite in Arkansas right now, but what's your favorite ever?
Probably mile 15 at Denali National Park in Alaska.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. I think this might be our favorite state.
I think it is.
I think it just worked its way to the
Yeah.
top of the list.
That was good. I really liked that one.
A close second is going to be the South Kaibab Trail at the Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. Probably the most beautiful, fun hike that we've ever been on.
Yeah, for sure. Those are good. Those are good. My next question for TJ is, what is your favorite thing about living in Arkansas? Because this is clearly our home state. Most of our viewers know that, but TJ did not grow up in Arkansas. He's a Texan. So since you've moved here, you've been here like, what, a little over 10 years now?
Yeah.
Since high school. What's your favorite thing about living here?
I get to wake up every day next to you.
Aw, you could do that anywhere.
You're right.
What's the best part about Arkansas?
Probably the nature.
Yeah.
There's like trails and waterfalls and cabins and camping and all sorts of stuff, like within a half-day drive.
Yeah, or less sometimes. Yep, I like that. My next question is, as we continue to travel and we hike more, hopefully bike more, you've mentioned getting back into running. Is there anything like you're dying to do, like a certain race or a certain hike or that sort of thing?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any goals? Like number of hikes or places to hike? Or
No.
you just want to do whatever?
Yeah. I just want to get in shape to where it doesn't hurt to hike or run or bike anymore.
That's a great goal. I like it. Enjoy them all. They're all great. My next question for you is, if somebody has hardly ever, or maybe never, been camping or hiking or done any sorts of like outdoor stuff, what would be your advice for them if they want to try it?
Start out slow. So don't like get this ambition that you're gonna like hike Everest as your first hike. Don't go out there and think that you're gonna like be wild man in the woods or wild woman in the woods, you know, surviving for months at a time with your own bare hands. Start easy, start with a paved trail, start with a short hike, and just slowly work your way up. Start with like an overnight. We went glamping a few years back. So our little glamp pod had an air conditioner on it and a kitchenette, and that was fun, but we still spent most of our time outdoors. So slow. My biggest advice would be slowly work your way into it.
Okay, my last question is, you have hiked a lot. You've done some pretty cool hikes across the country this year. You also ran a marathon in 2020.
Yes.
What's your favorite like physical endeavor that you've taken on so far?
The marathon.
Yeah?
Yes, the marathon pushed me to my absolute limits, to the point where I was like questioning why. Like even in training, I would get up so early in the morning and run, you know, 10 to 15 miles, and it was just like, and I remember one run, it was with your mom, and it started raining, and it poured down rain during our 14-mile run, and I just remember like questioning everything. But crossing that finish line, you know, and they hang the 30-pound medal on you, and it's like, I did it. It was very surreal.
Not every marathon has big medals like that, but if you run Little Rock, you get a giant one for doing the full marathon.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. That's all for this segment of interviews with MK on our hiking adventures. So I'll be back next hike with more questions for somebody. Probably TJ. We'll see. If you have any questions you want me to ask in this segment, comment them down below.
All right, we're about a mile in, and we can hear and see the waterfall now.
Yeah, and we learned in our last video that we made in Tennessee for my birthday that you might not be able to hear us over the waterfall, so enjoy the footage. That you wouldn't be able to hear us out here because typically the waterfall is very loud, like after a good rain, but since there hasn't been rain for a while, it's more of a trickle today, but it's still beautiful. So like we said earlier, this trail is 2 miles long. It's called the Cedar Falls Trail that hikes down here into the canyon to see the waterfall. But if you want to see the waterfall from the top without hiking down and then back up, there's a trail. It's less than 1.5 miles long at the top, and it's called the Cedar Creek Trail. There's also a lot of other trails here at Petit Jean, so if you come and camp or stay in a cabin or whatever, there's lots of options for multiple days. I have done the Seven Hollows Trail. It's 4.5 miles, and I can tell you that one's really, really nice too. So we've been starting the journey back. We've reached the last 1/4 mile, which is where it gets steep.
Whew, this is tough, but we're better for it.
So we're already breathing hard, but guys, I cannot tell you enough like how great it is just to get outside. It's still a little hot today, but it's fall, it's about to get really cold, and so wherever you are, like go walking in your neighborhood, go to the park, like go hiking, just enjoy outside because you'll meet great people. You will enjoy it even though it's hard sometimes, and there's just nothing better. So that's my advice heading into the fall that you didn't ask for, but I hope that just encourages you to go find something outside you enjoy and take advantage of it. Let's do this. We're done. The last incline is longer than 1/4 of a mile, but not by a lot. We did it without stopping. I'm proud of us.
Alrighty, it's dinner time. Alright, so we've actually had a couple of requests to share with you guys what we eat. So, Mary Catherine, take it away.
Okay, so today I wanted to grill here at the picnic area. I forgot all the grill stuff, so I just pre-made some chicken. I just put basic spices on it and baked it. It's really good cold. And then I needed hydrating stuff because we just finished hiking, so grapes and cucumbers. I got some string cheese and some pretzels. And that's what we're gonna have for dinner. It's really simple, it's really easy. All of it, like, I just pulled out of the cooler and our little box of dry food, and I try to keep it simple when we're on the road because that keeps us from going out to eat. While we're eating dinner, I want to take a quick minute to talk about etiquette when eating in parks, like state parks and national parks. Leave no trace. And by that I mean take all of your trash out. Don't even throw a grape out that you don't want to eat, or an apple core on a hike or in a picnic area, because those things attract animals. And it may not seem like a big deal, but when those animals come into places that people frequent, like a picnic area, that's when they get dangerous. They start to think humans are not scary, like they're naturally born and bred to be scared of humans, and so that keeps us safe and them safe. But once they're not scared of us anymore, they come up to us, but they're also like kind of violent. And so if they harm humans, or if they're even a threat, park rangers across the country usually have to take care of that in the way of killing animals, which we want to completely avoid. So leave no trace. Don't leave a crumb, don't leave any trash. Take care of our environment, yourself, and the wildlife. Keep wildlife wild.
All right, we did that hike because we've been wanting to hike and get outdoors a lot more than we have been. So with that said, if you enjoyed that, great. We're gonna go on a lot more hikes and take you along with us.
Yeah.
And at the end of every hike, we're gonna sit down and do what we call a hike recap, talking about things like statistics on the hike and who we think the hike is for.
Yeah, so first of all, the Cedar Falls Hike, like at the beginning of it, there's big signs that say strenuous hike, do not attempt if you're not ready for that. In my opinion, after hiking like the Grand Canyon and some other stuff this year, that first like third of a mile and the last third, that's really steep. It is pretty strenuous. Going down aerobically, it's not strenuous, but it is technical, I would say.
Yeah.
Coming up, it's harder on like your quads and cardio wise.
You're basically scaling down like stair steps of rocks and boulders.
Yeah, pretty much. Other than that, it's pretty flat. There is a bunch of rocks you step over, but there's not a lot of elevation gain, the rest of it. So it is 2 miles round trip. If you walk around the waterfall, it's a little bit longer than that, obviously. However, according to my Apple Watch, there was a 364-foot elevation gain. We started at 879 feet and we went down to 581 and then came back up. We took our time and we hung out at the bottom by the waterfall for a while. It took us, with all that considered, an hour and a half.
Pretty short hike.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for, we saw all sorts of people, families, young, older.
Right.
So I think if you're wanting to get outdoors and you're not wanting to go very far, this hike's for you. But like she said at the beginning, the first third is pretty strenuous on your quads and your legs and your feet.
Yeah, for sure. It's still one of our favorites in Arkansas.
Look at this huge ant. You see it? There's an ant literally like the size of my finger.
Killed it.
That's like a baby ant. This is like a granddaddy long ant. All right.
A granddaddy long ant.
All right. We'll see you in the next hike. Gosh, I'm out of shape. Oh man. Should not be that big of a deal to carry that cooler. And it is. You ready to go hiking?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh no! I just dropped an entire wrap and it came unwrapped. All right.
Is it rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. We can go on the lodge for that.
Okay. I'm gonna say something too. I'm gonna say something too.
Oh, it's already recording. Cool. Oh, this is gonna be sick.
Maybe. I was hoping you could see the rocks, but you can't.
All right, my next question for TJ.
Did you hit record?
Yeah, I hit record.
Sorry. Okay. Go ahead. I can
Great
see the camera
advice.
going.
I know, you're talking so long and it's heavy. That's all for this interview. Oh, sorry. I messed that up. Maybe I'll make a new friend. Or when we hike with other people. I'm gonna start that entire thing over.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, my foot just slammed in the door. One more. One more.
Okay. My head's almost cut off.
You want it?
It had jammed in my teeth. Okay.
Sand?
No, it was pretzel. It was jammed. Okay, another thing I want to say, I don't really know how to start this sentence. While we're eating dinner.
Sorry. That was a bad angle.